back to the Stitchberry podcast. This is episode 17 and my name is Grace. If you are new here, I am the crochet designer behind Stitchberry blog, where I like sharing simple, timeless, feminine crochet patterns for free. And I like to just share cozy content and talk about my crochet projects here on the channel. This is honestly one of the best places when I'm consistent to stay up to date on designs, because I actually share a lot of designs and things on here before I do on social media and stuff, because you kind of get a sneak peek of what I've been working on. So if you like being the first to know about things and like ideas and projects that I have, this is definitely a really good place to be. As far as whenever you want to be notified about new crochet patterns and other fun content coming out, be sure to sign up for my email list. They are always the first ones to know about new crochet patterns, and they also almost always receive a coupon code to get a discount on the ad-free PDF version of the pattern. I have so much to share with you, so I will do my best to not ramble as much, because I tend to ramble about things, and try to keep it somewhat concise. You know, you don't need to hear me talk about everything just in circles. And before we get into this episode, everything that I mention will be linked down below. If there's a link for it, it is down below. And with that, let's get into finished projects. So my first finished project is also a finished crochet pattern by me that is free on my blog, and that is the comfort cardigan. I believe this was mostly finished at the last episode. I think I just had the collar and the buttons to sew on, and I know this is really hard to show here. Let me roll back a little bit. I know it's really hard to show on here the full scale of how cozy this is. I will put some pictures in here just so you can see it on there. For this pattern, I used We Crochet Wonder Fluff in Heathered Hair, or Hair Heather, whatever, and it is one of my favorite yarns ever. I used it for this scarf, which is the burrow scarf. It is one of my favorite yarns. It's not a super what's the word, I don't want to say sturdy, because it does hold up really well, but it's just not like stranded together, whatever. I don't know my terms. It's just fluffy, and it's just so warm and soft. There's absolutely zero itch to this yarn, because even like super soft yarns, when you put it on for either like a scarf or a sweater, like there's still a little bit of itch. There is zero itch to this yarn, which I absolutely love. So the pattern comes from extra small to 4XL, and because it's just already naturally a very oversized pattern, two sizes are put together in the pattern. So like the extra small and smaller together, and then like the medium and large are together, just because of the fit and just how it's designed. It just made sense to combine sizes. So yes, it is available from extra small to 4XL. And it is insanely oversized, and I love it, and I will be wearing this all winter long, because it is literally the coziest thing ever. I will say, the only thing I don't like about it is when I do wear it, all of the little like fuzzies stick to my leggings so much. It is a little bit annoying when I take my leggings off, because it is just covered in the little fuzzies from this. So this does kind of shed a lot when you wear it. I didn't notice any shedding when I crocheted with it, but it does tend to, even like since it's been sitting in my lap, I can see all of the fuzzies on my leggings right now. But, and it is also a static yarn too, I've noticed, where it just like, I get shocked more when I wear this cardigan, which is really funny. And it's not that big of a deal, but there is more static and more fuzz with this yarn, but it is totally worth it. My next finished project, I know I showed this on the podcast before when it was still a whip, and you are getting your first look at this finished design. The pattern is not out yet, but I have not even showed this on Instagram or TikTok yet, the finished pillow. I've posted some like whip photos, but I also don't know what this is going to be named, so if you have an idea, please let me know down below. But it is this checkered granny square pillow that has these adorable little flowers on it. It is so cute and so sweet. I'm obsessed with it. It just perfectly matches my style of just simple, timeless, granny square, and you just have the cute little flowers for a fun little touch. And then on the back, I just did plain checkered just because I like having a distinguished like front and back for my pillows. I don't know if anyone else is like that, because I used to not be like that. I'm like, it's a pillow, it can go either way, but now I like having a front and a back. And honestly, this is really cute too. Like, you could just do the checkered pattern on both sides if you are not into the flowers, because this is still very cute. Or you could do the flowers on both sides. Like, you can literally do whatever you want with this pillow. For the yarn, I used Lime Brand Basic Stitch. Not sure what colors, I would have to look that up, but I will put the colors down below. But it's just like a off-white. It's definitely not a true white. It's like an off-white and a cool white too. And then this like fun bright sage, not bright, but this fun sage green. And not sure when the pattern is going to come out. I could have the pattern ready in February, but it just does not make sense to release this pattern in February. So it's probably going to be a March release. I know I'm showing this so early. I just had the idea in December. I went with it, and I finished this in just a few days because I was just on a mission to make this design. So this will probably be a March release. I'm actually later today going to plan out content for the next few months and just figure out soft release dates for the designs I have planned for the next few months, as well as other content, because yeah, I can't just keep being like, oh, I'll release this then and then I'll release this then, and like I need a plan. So that is my plan today, to make a plan. So anyways, and it is a 16 by 16 inch pillow. Don't think I mentioned that, but that is the size that this is. But yeah, so be on the lookout for this if you want to make one of these yourself. Okay, moving into half finished project, half whip, because some are finished but some samples are not. So in February, I want to release a collection of 3 patterns for book sleeves, and I'm actually hoping to do a tutorial here on YouTube on how to make a couple, 1 or 2 of them. So I have a vision for this collection, for them to be just very simple, minimal, easy to crochet, easy to adapt to any size book, because books come in all different sizes. So I didn't want to just write a pattern that was like set for like one size of books. So let me show you. My first sample is for this little bow book sleeve. It is so simple, but then you have these adorable little bows that just tie it together. These come undone, and this one it was my favorite, but I think the second one might be becoming my favorite. So there's this one that I have finished, and I think for the actual pattern I'm going to add another, I need to make another one of these, at least one more, and I think I'm going to add a third one, bow here in the middle. Like, I don't know, I like 2, but I also think 3 would be really cute, but I also don't know if that's too much. We'll see, we'll see. Maybe, I don't know, I don't think so. I think we could do, we'll see when I make the third one, what I'm feeling. And for all of these, I'm just using scrap yarn from my stash, which is another great thing about this pattern, or these patterns, is they're great for using up stashes, or they're great for using up stash yarn. So we have the first one, which is the bow, and then the second one, which this one, oh, I really am loving this one, honestly, more than I thought I would, is this adorable little envelope style sleeve. So it's just a very simple design that then has this adorable little scalloped edge, and it is a functioning button, so then you can just unbutton this and then it opens up and then you have your book inside. So I think this one is really, really fun, and I have this one finished. And I'm actually working on a second one right now in a thicker yarn. I'm using some Rewind by Lion Brand, and this is the color Willow. I think it's Willow. Yeah, it's a thicker yarn, and so it's working up a lot faster, and I'm actually really, really excited about this one. I've been needing a project to use up this Rewind. I didn't want to get rid of it just because I love this yarn so much, but I wanted a fun project for it, and I think this will make a really fun book sleeve. So there's that. And then for my third one, I'm kind of struggling with this so much. I love ruffles, and I wanted to incorporate ruffles into the third one because we kind of have bows on one, little scallops on another, and so ruffles on a third just made sense. So I made this prototype, and I know it's not on a book right now, but you get the idea. And I wasn't obsessed with it. I liked it, but I wasn't like, yes, I love that. So I went to Instagram, asked my followers what they thought. Some of them loved it, some of them thought it just needed something else added to it, and others hated it, which is totally fine. You do not have to like everything that I design, you do not have to make everything that I design. So if someone doesn't like something, like, I'm not offended. But most people really loved the ruffle, so I'm still want to do something with the ruffle. So I made this as a first sample, and then I made this one, which I changed up the stitch that I use. I don't know if that would make a difference or if it's just something with the ruffle, because there's still very simple textures, and I just don't know if it was just the ruffle or what. So I changed on my second sample the texture that I used, and then I did the ruffle up here, and I'm actually working on a second row of ruffles. I am curious what it would look like doing 2 rows of ruffles, if that will look weird or if that will look really cool. And maybe that's just what it needed, like 2 rows of ruffles. So I'm going to be asking my Instagram followers for advice either today or tomorrow whenever I get this sample done, so then I can ask, hey, do you like this better? Do you not? Yeah, because I just don't know about this one. I love the ruffle, but I just feel like it needs something else. Like, I don't know if someone suggested a button, but I don't really want to have to like put a button down here, make a little loop to go over on this side, because then I feel like that kind of just like interrupts the ruffle Maybe not. Maybe it wouldn't, but I don't know. I feel like it would. I don't know. I've been putting off working on this partially because I just didn't have the mental space to work on it, partially just because, let's face it, it was all because I just didn't have the mental space to work on it, because I did have time to crochet. I just did not want to work on this. So, but I do need to get this figured out, because I would like to release all of these in February. So I do need to get on this and figure this out this week. So stay tuned for that. I'm gonna be honest, I took a quick little recording break just because I was like, I needed to stop talking for a few minutes. So we are back feeling better. So continuing on with, oh gosh, I guess this was the next thing I'm about to show you is technically a finished project. We're just kind of all over the place today, and that's okay. It is what it is. This is a sneak peek at another design. This is kind of like a first prototype. I want to make several more samples and just play around with different things within the pattern. Because this is one of those that I want to give several different options of doing things. So my next finished project is this adorable little bandana scarf. Oh, and I need to trim the end right there. We're just going to turn this around right now and pretend that that does not exist. So this is a really adorable, simple little bandana scarf that uses this really pretty, super drapey texture. And right, I don't know if you can see it, and see, this is something that I want to work on too within the pattern, is right at the point I made this like little detail, this little like eyelet meshy detail, but it's kind of hard to see it with the rest of the pattern. So I need to play around with that and figure that out. But this is just a super simple little bandana, and I love this idea because, first of all, not only is it adorable to wear, like, I think this is so cute. What I love about this pattern is there's so many projects that you can make with one skein of hand-dyed yarn with knitting. Like, my go-to is socks. I love knitting socks with hand-dyed yarn because normally I will just buy one skein, and I wanted to create another pattern that is just a nice, simple little spring summer pattern that you can make with less than one skein. I did design actually the Dorchester scarf last fall. That is the same idea, so it uses one skein of fingering weight yarn, and what's even better about this, in a way, in my opinion, is this uses less than one. So you can like make this with part of a skein, and then you can add the rest of the yarn into like scrappy socks. Like, I actually used this yarn in socks, and I had several other colors in with it too, so it wasn't just this green, and I even had some of the green still left over. So this is going to be really cute. You're going to be seeing lots more samples of this, because there's some other ideas and some ways I want to just make this really fun and unique and customizable. Also, turn this around, oops, and you could just tie it in the front too if you just want a nice simple little scarf like this. I think that's so chic and so cute. So there's this. This was scraps from Sorella Yarn. This was called Tom from their Downton Abbey collection. So there's this. Oh, it's so cute. I'm obsessed with this. I'm obsessed with this. I want to make like 20,000 of these because they're so fun. So I actually might even like break out for some samples some of my hand-dyed yarn back here and use some of that for some samples too. I don't know when the pattern will come out for this. I need to release the book sleeves pattern and then probably the pillow, so this will probably be March, April by the time I release this, just in time for spring and summer. Okay, we're getting there. I told you that this would be a long episode with a lot of things to show you because there is so much to talk about. Really quickly, I'm 99.9% sure I worked on these since the last, yes, I did. Since the last episode, and I still have the needle on from when I kitchenered this together. I'm just working on some basic socks from some yarn from my stash. This is Paint Box Bulky, not sure what color. So they're almost done. I just need to like finish them. I just haven't wanted to work on them. So here's the first sock, and they are like a shorty sock, so you can see how I have my waist yarn in there. For the heel, I did cuff down and then with the afterthought heel, so I need to add the heel into this sock, and then I just need to do the toe of this sock and then the heel of this sock. So these are literally almost so close to being done, and I just haven't worked on them because I just have all these other projects that I've been wanting to work on. So this one has not been pulled out in a while, but it's ridiculous how close I am to finishing them, and I just need to sit down and finish them. My last project to show you today, I have not showed this in so long, and it is my granny stripe scrappy blanket that I'm using with my scraps from my fingering weight yarn. I'm obsessed with how this is turning out. I don't remember the last time I showed it. I think I was somewhere in here, and I've since added quite a few colors. I just love doing a scrappy project like this because you can just look at all of the yarns that you crocheted and just all the memories. Like this yarn I got in Pennsylvania. This was just a random scrap. This was Evermore and Gold Rush, which is one of my all-time favorite colorways that Sorella yarn has ever dyed. I have more Sorella yarn in here from Autumn in New York collection. I have from my Hocus Pocus sock set, and then some more fun scraps. This was Sybil from Downton Abbey from Sorella yarn. So this is basically just like a Sorella yarn scrap blanket because that's what 50% of this yarn is, but I just love their colors. I love their yarn. So just wanted to show this really quickly because she's looking so cute and so pretty. I think it's so interesting how I had a lot of bigger stripes down here, and now I have a little bit of a smaller scraps that I've been putting in at the top. I did work a little bit in December on weaving in some more ends because I had not woven in any ends, and I got most of them done. Like this whole side is done except for this one up here. So before I add in any more colors, I do want to completely catch up over here, and my goal is whenever I finish a color that I just weave in all the ends and then it's done. So that is my goal with this, and hopefully I think it'll work once I just get caught up. I think I'll be motivated to stay on top of it because weaving in 2 ends at a time is so much better than having 30 ends to weave in. I did just want to show this really fast because I am obsessed with how it is turning out, and I kind of just work on it when I have time, like when I don't want to work on my other projects slash as I get scraps. Next time I work on this, I'm going to weave in the ends before I add in another color. And again, I'm only going to show this when I make somewhat progress on it once I add in a few colors, so this will be in and out of the podcast quite a bit. I'm not following a pattern. I just did a simple granny stripe, did the chains to a length that I liked for the width of a blanket, and then I'm just going to keep going until I'm happy with the length of it. Okay, that was a lot of projects and things to show you. There was a lot to catch up on. I'm trying to think if there's really anything else to talk about. It's been really cold here and really snowy, which I love and hate at the same time. I love the snow. I think it's so pretty, but also I hate driving in it and just dealing with all of that. So it is like, I love looking at it and I just love it, but I also hate having to deal with it. So anyways, we have been staying really cozy with all of my crochet blankets and hand knitted socks and my comfort cardigan. So I hope you are all staying warm and cozy wherever you are, if you are somewhere where it is cold. And if not, there is a small part of me that is jealous of you. I do love the cold, but there is a part of me that I'm like, yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready for spring and summer. It might be because I'm working on like all spring and summer projects, but anyways, I think that is all that I have for today. The dog. That is all that I have for today. Thank you so much for watching. Again, everything will be linked down below, and I hope you all have a lovely and cozy day.